So most of these
Mm,
exchanges are held in the US for better or for worse.
mm,
I don't know what that'll look like in the future. But it seems with what we have seen in the last few years and especially extending back, a few decades,
mm,
the US lacks a lot of, and I don't know if this is changing. I assume it probably isn't, but I would hope it is a lot of regulation
mm.
for these organizations and these custody holders for coins. So, do you see that changing in the future? Do you see other countries maybe coming in? I don't know what that would look like because a lot of Americans are investing in these digital assets. So maybe it's easier if it is an American exchange to invest within an organization in your own country. But what do you see that looking like just really quickly in the future? And where do you see that going?
Yeah. So there are certain functionalities of things you can or can't invest into, or ways that you can or can't invest into them, that are increasingly becoming limited on a jurisdiction by jurisdiction basis. There's also increasing push for regulation on, a country by country basis, including in the US as well as in other, let's say, more kind of transnational types of organizations, including in the EU, among others. In terms of what that's likely to continue to ways in which that's likely to continue to develop, there are a couple of key areas. One is that the US, for better or worse, will continue to be a bit of a bellwether where countries will often react to what happens in the US, either react with it or react against it. Say, hey, saying something like, hey, this is what the US is doing, so let's follow suit and do something similar. Or this is what the US is doing. We have a different set of priorities, and therefore we're going to cater to a different demographic and open up other business opportunities by kind of defining our regulatory protocols kind of in contrast to the United States. So, yes, I think that the US will continue to see more regulatory development, and that will influence global regulatory development, be it from a imitation standpoint or a kind of a trust standpoint.